Today, I want to talk about and give you a suggestion for a different perspective about triggers, about those moments that we feel there is a trigger that is being pulled and we react in a certain way. First, let's normalize that. Let's normalize that there are reactions that are happening. Sometimes we are not aware of those reactions, and sooner, slowly but surely, we start being aware that there is reaction happening, a trigger. The first step is to notice that without the possibility to change it or to transform it. And there is a second part that we stop being triggered. Yeah. So the perspective is a little bit different from probably you've learned, heard, experimented, and it's just something that I noticed. So instead of, it's good to feel the trigger, it's good to feel the energy there, it's good to ask questions. Why are you here? What do you want to say? To communicate with that energy. But what if you just pull attention there and simply saying something like, wow, what an amazing invitation to know myself deeper. What an amazing opportunity to see what part of myself I reject. I'm still rejecting. What part of myself doesn't feel loved? Because trigger is exactly that, is when a part of our experience is not registered, like it doesn't register love. It's not being loved. It's being pushed away. Let's say someone say, whatever, you're purple. You're not gonna be triggered, right? Because you know you're not. You don't believe you're purple or you're red or you're whatever, coming from, I don't know where. I don't know what kind of example to give here. But you are gonna be triggered probably if someone said something like, shame on you, you are selfish. If there isn't a part that believes you are selfish, if this part is not in your experience, there won't be a trigger there. Simply, it's not going to arise. They can say whatever they want to say. What part in you believes that is true, believes that what is being suggested is the holy grail? And what part of you doesn't feel loved? It feels separate from love, feels separate from reality. This is a question to ponder. And can you also give love to that part instead of giving a reaction? Reaction is okay, we can react. We can react and then later we can reflect on what happened. But probably you also notice that there are repetitive patterns, repetitive triggers. You've been triggered by, I don't know, by someone on the street or in a particular shop, or your neighbor is triggering you all the time. So that's an invitation. What part in you believes that what is being suggested or what is being triggered is true, is the holy truth, holy grail? Triggers are also amazing invitation to look where I'm still holding on to an identification, where I still believe I am something. I am there as something separate, autonomous, independent, personal. This example comes now to mind. I think it was last year. We were having this Come and Live with Us signature program, and we were with the people that were with us out for dinner or for lunch. I don't remember, doesn't matter. And we saw a place to sit to have lunch, and only 2 or 3 tables were occupied. Everything else was free. So we just enter and we sit on a table. In 1 minute or 2 minutes, someone came from the staff and said, would you be willing to wait outside to be seated? And we said, okay. And we went in front of the restaurant again. We wait for a couple of minutes. Another, I think, girl came and she put us on the same table, basically. So what happened? There was no reaction here, but there was obvious a reaction in one of our friends, a very, very potent, alive, very, how to say, juicy reaction of how dare they. Aren't you like, aren't you being triggered of that? That's nonsense. Why are they doing that? And then during the lunch and after that in the afternoon, we spent time looking at that because the reaction itself, it's not personal. Yeah, it's not, how to say, yeah, you can say it's not pleasant to wait and to be seated on the same table, but we could also say that there are rules, and if we want to have lunch in this place, we have to follow that rule. Okay? But there was no trigger here, and there was certainly a trigger in one of our friends. So what is that? What part of their experience was triggered? The part that feels doesn't deserve, feels not being taken care of, not being treated well. What is that? Yeah. Maybe there is something else. Part that hasn't received love, basically. And again, let's normalize that. We all have parts that they haven't received love for a certain reason. Let's say we act angry, being angry as a kid, and we receive a message, do not do that because otherwise I won't love you. Maybe it's not being spoken like that, but the overall feeling is we're not doing that in our family, you know? Don't do that, otherwise I won't love you. Or we've been, let's say, I don't know, naughty or expressing freely something, and then we receive another message. Stop doing that. So we cut that from our experience because otherwise we wouldn't receive love. But guess what? We seemingly receive love from our parents because we cut that, but we cut love that we are giving to that. And this is the most important. So next time when a trigger appears, when you notice something happening in your experience, if it's possible, pause and reflect. What part in me still believes that that's true? And can I give love to that part? Can I love that part? That still believes for some reason that what is being triggered is true. Yeah, and don't forget to be gentle with yourself, to be gentle with your experience. Who knows if triggers will stop appearing? Maybe they won't. Maybe they will cease to a certain level. Maybe you won't be triggered for a month, for 3 months, for a year, and then out of nowhere. And then the attitude has to be, the best attitude is, wow, another amazing possibility to know myself better. Instead of how this is possible. I think I surpassed that. I think I've been through that. No, that's not fair. No, just shift the attitude. Wow. I think I knew it. I knew this experience. I knew myself, but oh my goodness, there is another possibility to know myself even better, to know more about this experience, to put more love in this experience. Yeah, experiment and let me know, guys, if what do you find, if that feels helpful or not. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing your experience, your view, your perspective. This is what this channel is for. Much love and see you soon.